Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the second half of Top 8 Winners Side. We're starting things off today with a royal throwdown. We have our number 2 seed King K. Rool facing off against our number 15 seed King Dedede. And as it looks, King Dedede is doing a better job, at least initially was, of keeping tabs on his opponent there. But as I say that, King Dedede gets a couple of connections with that blunderbuss of his, and that is going to cause a lot of problems for King Dedede. He almost gets the up tilt into the Gordo there, but unfortunately doesn't get anything to capitalize off of that use of it. King Dedede is, or King K. Rool is still without his crown, and that has respawned off stage twice now, in a point where he's unable to get it, and finally respawns on that platform. He's going to try and make his way back to the stage, picks up his ground in the process. The rapid jab from King Dedede is not going to be enough. He goes for the down air punish, but does not get it, unfortunately for him, though the point-blank Gordo is going to be enough to take that stock at that high of a percent, and King Dedede at an early advantage state here. Now we have these Gordos that continue to fly around and cause a couple of problems for King Dedede, but he is looking to equalize these stocks in the best way he knows how. Gets the clip with the up B, but it's a very weak move, not enough to kill, unlike that up air, which is going to take that second stock, and we do have a sort of 0 to death off of the restock from King K. Rool. King Dedede throwing out a series of aerials, finally managing to land an up tilt as King Dedede is on the lower side of that platform there. And King K. Rool looking for the down throw to forward tilt, but at that low of a percent, it's not going to true combo. Gets the forward air. And King Dedede with the excellent forward tilt and rapid jab off of that platform drop down. King K. Rool is doing a much better job of keeping things even where he can. Gets the up air through that platform yet again, and gets the back air, which is just barely going to be enough to pick up that kill, and that gives him the advantage despite having been down early in this match. Gets the parry to up tilt on King Dedede there, and that Gordo is going to eat up a lot of space. We get the on-stage back air spike from King K. Rool, as he then takes an up tilt from King Dedede, and not quite enough to send him out of that top blast zone. Forward air, not going to do it. King Dedede has yet to land that down air, though it is a really good option for him if he is able to execute it. Up air coming out, not going to connect that time around. Down tilt sends King Dedede off to the right, but he's able to space around that up smash, and they trade back air for Gordo. The Gordo wins that exchange, and we are now on the last stock for both combatants, though King K. Rool has a very impressive lead of 100% here. Gets the forward tilt, that's not quite going to be enough, but we are going to see the blunderbuss cause a couple of problems with Dedede trying to recover back to the stage there. He's going to take that forward air from King K. Rool, and despite not having an end spark screen, that is going to be enough to net King K. Rool the win here. Now, we are going to transition over to Game 2, and we'll have to see if King Dedede can turn things around and execute a better retaliation in the next stage, which happens to be his counter pick. Looks like we have a counter pick over to Small Battlefield. Not the worst option for King Dedede here, but King K. Rool is coming out of the gate swinging, and that's much better for him in this matchup than it was in the first game that we saw him in. King K. Rool's belly armor looking like it's in a rough spot, but it is mending back up at this point. Took 2 different stages of breaking damage there, and we get a full parry on the rapid jab, or a force shield on that rapid jab, as both combatants are making it back to stage, retreating to their initial starting platforms there. The dash attack coming out from King Dedede, that has been a very favored kill option for him, and King K. Rool, that up B doesn't do a lot in terms of damage, but it does prevent a lot of retaliation from his opponents, especially if they're looking to retaliate from the vertical place. King Dedede landing that dash attack again, and he covers the punish on that down air with the up B yet again. King Dedede really doing a much better job at following back. He keeps going for those down airs. The second he lands one, King Dedede is going to be in a world of hurt. But with that blunderbuss covering the ledge, we do see King K. Rool picking up the first stock in this game too. Forward air from King Dedede is not going to be enough quite yet. He's going way far off on that right-hand side when there's nothing to chase over that way. And we get the down throw coming out here. King Dedede charging up that forward smash, but it's way too long of a charge up to get any sort of benefit out there. Goes for the stage spike with the neutral air, but King Dedede had already clipped to the ledge. Finally lands that up tilt, and that is going to be more than enough to pick up that second stock. And he's not too far down, but he's got to be careful. King Dedede retaliating with an up tilt and following that with a blunderbuss punish. And he gets the blunderbuss at ledge again, and Dedede is not going to make it back from that. He is in a very bad position. King Dedede with a 0 to death retaliation off of the restock there, and now a full 2 stocks up against his opponent. King Dedede really looking like he is in a rough spot. We've got the crown to dash attack coming out there from K. Rool. The blunderbuss coming out yet again. That has been an absolutely masterful tool in King Dedede's kit, or in King K. Rool's kit, that King Dedede has yet to find a significant answer for. King Dedede trying a neutral beat of his own, but he's not really getting anything from it. We're going to see that blunderbuss come back out again to counter that Gordo. Up air coming out very strong. Down that spike from that back air coming out for King K. Rool, and the blunderbuss is going to land yet again. King K. Rool really going to close that out with the use of that blunderbuss yet again on that side platform. That's a quick 2-0 in this series, giving King K. Rool the win and allowing him to progress to winner's quarters. Now, we will see King Dedede again. He will have to face off against the number 22 hero when we get to that match next week, but we have more matchups on this week's docket, so let's transition over to a sword fighter showdown in our next matchup. As promised, here is our Sword Fighter Showdown. We have number 7 seed Ike up against seed number 42 Link, and I think at this point Link is the highest seed, or the lowest seed still on the winner side of the bracket, and he quickly dispatches Ike's first stock there, giving him a much needed advantage. Ike just must not like this stage because he is not playing well at all, throwing 2 stocks away very early on in this matchup, and he's going to have to rally back in the round 2 here, which I fully expect him to do, if we're being completely honest. Link going to get Ike off stage yet again. He manages to do so. Ike does manage to make it back that time, despite what we've seen before. And I just don't know if Ike has a lot of answers to these projectiles that Link is throwing out. Finally lands one of those up smashes that he's been charging and takes 1 stock for the very least. But he's just in a really tight situation. We get the neutral air coming out there from Link and the forward tilt there at ledge. Very, very fast game 1. I just don't think that Ike liked this starting stage, and he gets the advantage of being able to prioritize a counter pick in game 2, but a abysmal showing from a top 10 seed in this tournament, to be sure. Ike counterpicking over to Lilac Cruz, a very interesting choice for him. I don't know that it's the best counterpick option that he could have gone for, but I suppose that time will tell here. He lands a counter against Link, which is good because he did not get a lot of opportunity for damage in the last match, and Ike really making great use of these platforms, and I think that's a part of the wisdom of this type of a stage pick against a projectile-heavy character like Link, is he can't compensate for the weird angles of these platforms and lips on the stage, so that is going to give Ike a lot more consistency in executing his combos and counterattacks here. He keeps going for those forward smashes. I don't think he's getting a whole lot out of them, but that sword is very long and can reach places that most people just won't. He goes for the neutral B, doesn't get anything there, but he takes Link down with him on that first stock, and takes Link down to his second stock, which, again, this just goes to show that you do not want to contest those combatants when they're out and far away, because you will not be able to keep up with getting caught up in those up B recoveries if you get snagged by them. And that just further shows to the wisdom that we saw from Ike in choosing this as his counter pick for Game 2, as it does tend to be a lot better for him as opposed to his opponent here. He gets caught up in the up B again, but unfortunately for Ike, it does not claim that last stock for Link. He goes for the down tilt, but that doesn't net him anything, unfortunately. Nice counter there from Ike. It's not going to be enough to pick up the kill. Link's going to make it back to that right-hand ledge. Ike is going to do the same after a little bit of some chasing, but that charged up smash is going to be enough to finish out that second game. Really quick sequences of combat that we're seeing here in this set, and we have what is sure to be a riveting Game 3 up ahead of us between these two combatants. Link chooses Hollow Bastion for his final counter pick of this set, and Ike is just going to have to deal with the fact that Link is in a bit of a more familiar space with straight lines and platforms here that he'll have to keep tabs on. But he is the number 7 seed overall, so we should expect him to perform decently well, though Link closing out that first stock with a forward air there at the right-hand ledge. So Ike certainly has his work cut out for him in order to equalize things on the stock. Goes for the dash attack, doesn't get anything out of it. And Ike, again, getting gimped out by Link. Link really showing some prowess in this matchup, as he is up 3 stocks to 2, much like he was in the first stock. Gets caught by the back end of the neutral B there from Ike, and Ike lands that up smash through that center platform in order to equalize the stock counter by 1. Link still with a very hefty advantage here, and he's going to up tilt combo a couple of strikes onto his opponent here. Ike going for those neutral airs and forward airs to really try and rack up some more damage on his opponent. Not getting anything notable or completely worthwhile there. Link again using that neutral, or that down B, that remote bomb has been an excellent tool for him over the course of this set. And Ike just doesn't have an answer for all of these projectiles that Link is throwing out on a stage that he is handpicked to do the best on. And that is some of the power of being able to have the counter pick of the stage to your advantage. Link catches himself with a bit of his own remote bomb. We'll have to see if Ike can equalize, and he will not, as Link comes plunging down from the heavens with that down air. And that is going to allow Link to progress on to winner's quarters, sending Ike over to the loser's side of this bracket. A little bit of an unfortunate showing from a top 10 seed member, but we have more high-octane matches yet to come, and we're going to see a highly anticipated DLC showdown in our next set of matches here. Two heavy-hitting DLC characters here. We have our number 14 seed Steve up against seed number 30 Pyra Mythra, and Steve wasting no time in rushing down on his opponent, though Pyra definitely hitting a lot harder and causing some problems for her opponent very quick on. We see the switch to Mythra, Steve setting up a dirt block center stage, maybe to try and farm up some resources. He really needs to get a better set of tools than his default wooden weapons here, and Pyra is back out here to probably try and close out a stock if he can, or if she can. Steve gets caught up in the midst of the blazing end there from Pyra, and he's really needing to combo a bit more. We get the foresight coming out there from Mythra that mixes up her opponents in quite a stunning fashion. Steve needs to find an answer here, gets caught up in the Lightning Buster by Mythra there, and then Mythra eagerly waiting for that Lytra Glide punish there as Steve progresses back to the stage. Gets caught up in the Photon Edge there, up at 165. Mythra really needs to find some sort of killing option here against Steve, or switch back over to Pyra. We do see that switch coming out here. Flame Nova not going to do it. Blazing End, it gets fully shielded that time around. Flame Nova finally going to take that stock. And Steve really gets shut down pretty hard if he is unable to set up and farm his resources. And that's something that Mythra really excels at, is preventing her opponents from that type of setup because of her quicker movement and punishing options, despite the fact that she doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. Now, Steve has tried mining for resources a couple of times. We do finally see him setting a set of iron tools, which is definitely going to help him, provided that he can actually land any of his attacks on his opponents. Now, he is completely out of his iron resources here. He rides the platform out into the blast zone and does manage to make it back to stage, but just barely before getting comboed there. And Mythra coming back out after that kill with the down air from Pyra. And Steve looking like he's in a really rough position. I just think he is a little uncertain on what to do here with all of these platforms going out here. We get the forward spike on stage from, or the forward air spike on stage from Steve, but he really needs to find a good move to finish and take this first stock off of Pyra, though realistically he's just going to have to rally back on the game 2 with a counter pick that he should be a little bit more comfortable with. Pyra really causing trouble for Steve. Gets caught up in the neutral air there from Pyra. Not going to be enough to kill that time around. We've got a bunch of that redstone coming out. Dash attack from Steve. Ending out here again. Wow, Mythra coming out after a very stunning display there from Pyra. Goes for the forward smash, which possibly could have taken that stock, but unfortunately connects into Mythra's shield. We have Pyra coming back out again now. Series of up tilts, up airs, and finally that neutral air going to connect on that central platform. And Steve just did not know what to do. Gets 3 stocked there in that match. And he's going to have to find an answer in this second match, because he did not do very well at all against Pyra Mythra. Steve counterpicking over to Northern Cave. And I don't know if this is better or worse for him, because, well, it certainly shows that right off the bat, Mythra and Pyra have a lot of familiarity with this stage setup. And they are continuing to just kind of rush him down and cause a lot of trouble. We've got that switch to Mythra coming out here. Up air into, or up throw into up air coming out there for Mythra. We do have Steve using some of his flint and steel attacks, which are actually a decent option for him. Is Steve going to take an opportunity to switch over to some iron tools? The tricky thing is Mythra is so quick on the draw that the second that he tries to get that type of a setup, she's going to try and rush him down to prevent him from getting a stronger set of tools. We have Steve building up a 5-tall block tower, and unfortunately doesn't really get anything out of it. That may have been in an initial thought to wall Mythra off and be able to farm up some resources. He does take a moment to do so here as Pyra and Mythra are on the far side. He's got a gold bar active. I don't know that that's the optimal switch from the iron to the gold tools, though he does not get it off. That up smash going to come out, and finally Steve manages to take a stock off of Pyra Mythra. First we've seen this set. And Pyra firing right back with a powerful up air. And maybe the reason that Steve thought had second thoughts about setting up or switching to that gold set of tools is A, to have that available for his side B, because once you use your side B with a gold bar, you are unable to use the gold to craft your tools. But it may have been, at least in a passing thought, of having an option to go to if he really needed to off of the restock upon losing that first stock there. Mythra going to just barely make it back to that ledge. She has the slightly better recovery of the two as she gets a little bit of some more float off the top of her up B. We've got the back throw coming out from Steve. That gives him an opportunity to grind up some more resources. And the forward smash with the wooden sword is still going to be enough to take that second stock. And Steve maintaining an advantage state here against his opponent. Now, Mythra gets the up smash there on Steve, which isn't exactly what he wanted to see. We'll have to see if Steve takes an opportunity to switch back over to his iron tools, and he does. Rapid jab coming out there from Mythra. It does end up eating the crafting table as well as sending Steve off to the side, but he is able to recover decently well with that. Gets caught up in the blazing end there from Mythra, or Pyra, and Pyra calls out the recovery with that Prominence Revolt there, and ends up equalizing our stocks. Now, Steve is really in a bit of a tight spot here, as Pyra does not want to have to take this to a Game 3 if she can avoid it. Though Steve has been fairly dominant in this matchup, he is currently struggling quite a bit against his opponent here. Mythra getting a couple of aerials there to further extend the lead. We see a double switch back to Mythra. A very odd choice for her. Maybe she just wanted to get a little bit more percent before going for any sort of killing option with Pyra. Got a neutral air coming out. Steve is really hurting here at 134%. Any strong strike from Mythra Pyra will do it. And Steve switching to those gold tools, you know that he's looking for a killing option, as those have a decent amount of firepower behind them. And he gets caught up in the blazing end, and that is going to be it for Steve. Unfortunately, our top seed unable to compete against the Aegis, and we have Pyra Mythra continuing over to our winner's quarters of this tournament. Now, Steve's not gone forever. He's going to face off against Yoshi in the round 5 losers side here before we get into our top 8 on our losers side there, which we will be having a closer look at in just a few weeks, or I guess our top 4 on our losers side. But we have one last match to get to today, and it's one of the characters that you've been waiting a long time to see. We have Kazuya versus Donkey Kong, so let's jump right into that matchup. So if I'm Donkey Kong here, I'm absolutely terrified, because Kazuya is a very, very strong combatant, and we have the full 10-hit combo coming out. He didn't land all 10 hits, but that 9th hit certainly causes problems. We've got the triple spin kick there from Kazuya coming out. And Kazuya ending up off that left-hand side of the stage, but he's got a very versatile recovery as well. He's going to make it back there fine. We have the aerial connection of the Electric Wind God Fist. If he gets that to land on Donkey Kong while he's grounded, that's going to cause some real problems here. And both combatants off that left-hand side of the stage. Kazuya going for that down smash and gets the kill with the up B. He doesn't even have his rage active, though if Donkey Kong hits him again, he certainly will. And that's exactly what happened there. Kazuya coming back from that right-hand side. Donkey Kong goes for the spike, doesn't end up getting it. We have the Electric Wind God Fist landing there on Donkey Kong. He doesn't continue to get that 10-hit combo, but he does get the Hell's Gate command grab with that rage, and an excellent grab and forward throw coming out there from Kazuya to further cause some problems for Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong getting a down tilt there. Kazuya coming back down to the stage, goes for that down smash. He doesn't end up landing it, unfortunately, to force a 2-stock advantage against Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong goes for the dash attack, doesn't get it, but finally claims that stock with an up tilt. and Donkey Kong ends up getting hit by the Devil Laser. That is a quick 0 to death retaliation off of the restock from Kazuya. We got the triple spin kick coming out again for Kazuya, doing really good work there against his opponent, and Donkey Kong really looking like he is out of his element. He's just got a really big frame that is easy to hit, and that is something that Kazuya excels at when given the opportunity to do so. Just about even percents there, which gives Kazuya the full stock lead. Devil Blaster coming out here again, and it causes a lot of problems for someone like Donkey Kong, who is a up-close and personal brawler. Down smash from Kazuya at that ledge coming out to claim that final stock, and Kazuya, again, someone that you cannot underestimate when going into these matches, and Donkey Kong will have to try and find an answer on a counter pick, but the reality is that it might just not happen. Donkey Kong counterpicking to Battlefield, definitely a weird option for him, if we're being completely honest here. But he did get a couple of hits in initially, so maybe he just likes the option of being able to retreat and run away on a couple of different platforms. We've got that special command throw coming out for Kazuya there, though Donkey Kong is at too low of a percent to be sent horizontally to the point where he can't recover. And the other thing that you got to keep in mind with Donkey Kong is his horizontal recovery is actually pretty good. So you never want to count him out when it comes to that. 10-hit combo coming out, doesn't fully finish, but Donkey Kong holding onto the ledge for just too long, gets caught up with that down smash yet again from Kazuya. And Kazuya making sure that he is causing enough problems for Donkey Kong where he can. Gets up tilted by Donkey Kong, and if he gets hit again, that rage is going to be gone, and it is. Though Kazuya definitely does not need it in order to cause some real trouble for his opponent. Donkey Kong actually manages to take that stock there, which is pretty good for him. We've got that side B coming out from Kazuya that does get the trip onto Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong with a couple of up tilts to really extend that damage lead here. And a lot of shield pressure coming out here from Kazuya with that forward, or that down smash is what it was. And Donkey Kong may have just saved Kazuya there. And we have a forward throw into up air coming out. That's not going to be enough to pick up that kill. Kazuya gets caught up in the up B there from Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong retaliates shortly thereafter with a forward air and actually takes a lead here, which is not what we expected him to do against a combatant like Kazuya. You hear that electric wing god fist going out there, and Donkey Kong gets swooped up by a back throw, which isn't going to actually pick up the kill here. We got that dash attack coming out from Kazuya, which doesn't pick up that kill yet again. Donkey Kong really in a bit of a rough situation. Back throw this time around, still not going to pick up that kill, and we have Donkey Kong almost up at 230%. That down B at much lower of a percent would have killed, and we have a last stock situation here. Donkey Kong with a 44% lead until he got smacked there by Kazuya off that restock. Or after he restocked, I should say. We've got that quick 1-2 turnaround there from Kazuya coming out. Spot dodge to get away from Donkey Kong's side B. That's never something you want to get caught up in. We've got that electric wind god fist coming out yet again. And Donkey Kong dropping down through that platform, and he picks up the kill. We're going to see a game 3 between these two combatants, which is something that I did not expect. And I don't know if Kazuya has actually dropped a match this entire tournament. And I actually don't think that he has. That is the first loss that we are seeing for Kazuya in this entire tournament. And now he has his own counter pick going into Game 3, which Donkey Kong should be very cautious about. Kazuya counterpicking to PS2, a place that he feels like he can have a lot more control in, and he's coming out the gate swinging. He is not happy at the fact that he lost that last match, but Donkey Kong is not letting up either, and we're gonna have to see if Donkey Kong can continue to keep up that pressure that we've seen from him in that second game. Though Kazuya, again, getting a lot of these grabs, which causes problems for Donkey Kong. We've got that Heaven's Gate coming out, and that causes some problems for anyone who gets hit in it. Donkey Kong getting smacked through the super armor on that forward smash there from Kazuya. Kazuya air dodging back to that ledge, misses the grab as Kazuya retreats back off of the ledge there, and goes for the up air into the forward air, doesn't get anything out of it, and the Devil Blaster is going to claim that first stock pretty quickly in Kazuya's favor. Ooh, Donkey Kong really looking to put more percent onto Kazuya, finish things out here. But we have that Rage coming out. He quickly burns it by getting that Hell's Gate. Command throw, grab off this down B, and a forward, the dash attack coming out there from Kazuya shortly after, which is going to continue to wreak havoc on his opponent. Devil Blaster coming out yet again. It creates a lot of needed pressure for Kazuya from a distance, and Donkey Kong picks up that first stock with a up air, and we're even on 2 stocks apiece. And Donkey Kong opting back into his up tilt, up air combos there really does well for building up that percent on his opponents. And we have that dash attack toe kick coming out from Kazuya to pick up that second stock. And Donkey Kong in a bit of a rough situation, gets caught up in that command grab again from Kazuya. He's landed that 4 or 5 times in this game alone, let alone across the entirety of this match. Forward air coming out there from Donkey Kong, and Kazuya has his Rage active once again. Gets back aired by Donkey Kong as he goes to chase him down. And any additional hits, such as that back throw from Donkey Kong, is going to cause that Rage to expire. But you do have Kazuya at max Rage, just the innate in-game mechanics, so you got to be careful about that. And that neutral air is going to give us the final spark, and though that doesn't pick up the initial kill, it is enough to give Kazuya the ending blow and follow-up that sends Donkey Kong over to the loser's side of the tournament. So our final contestants on the winner's side going into winner's quarters are, as we've seen today, we have King K. Rool versus Link, Pyra Mythra versus Kazuya, and then on our other 2 slots, we will be seeing Robin versus Samus and Byleth versus Ridley. We will see Donkey Kong again. He's not gone forever. He will have to face off against Falco, who is another fairly low-seeded member of this tournament, but we will see the top 8 matchup in due time as we make our way over to loser's side. We've got to get through those 16 combatants first, and that's who we'll be having a look at starting next week. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe for the daily variety content. This tournament is rapidly drawing to a close, and I hope that you are eager to see who ends up on top. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.